Hey everybody, this is Jewelyn. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my home here in Santa Monica, California. Welcome to another planting with Jewelyn. And in today's video, I wanted to go ahead and spend my last hour before I have to leave the house to teach my night classes to do some planting. I spent the day editing, and it's just a very relaxing morning before I teach. So there's been a handful of plants. I just came back from San Diego late last night, so I always have long days when I go down there for dance school. I'm gonna go back next week, and at least my grandma will be with me. She can keep Evie and I company on the drive down there. If you watched yesterday's video, I met up with my subscriber Jewelyn, and we did another plant trade, and she gave me some of her silver satin pothos, and I have it here. And actually last night when I came home, all of the plants dropped on the ground, and the bag that I had it in, I think it maybe might have been this plant. The soil's super wet and it seeped down in through the paper bag, and all of the plants just fell from the bottom of the bag onto the road in the middle of the night. So a lot of the plants pretty much got damaged. This one is probably the only one that didn't get damaged. This is mine, this is hers. So little slight difference here. Her leaves are a little bit more curlier for some reason. This is mine, so it's like big and flat, and hers is big and curly. And then this is my original one here, so it looks very similar to my new one. And then this is the cutting. I just wanted to show you that I still have it in water. There's no water root. As far as for the cutting, I just wanted to bring it up here and show you that nothing's happened so far since I put it in water. So let's see when it roots up. There's a bunch of plants actually from my other subscriber that has not rooted up on me yet, so we'll see. Because Jewelyn's cuttings are several cuttings in here. Okay, so 4 different cuttings. What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna space hers out in between mine so that the curly leaves kind of camouflages with my flat leaves, and I'm just gonna gang them up all together. If and when that cutting roots on me, then I'll go ahead and just redo it in a planting with Jewelyn, fixing up my plant babies. So here's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 4 cuttings. And then let's go ahead and take mines apart. And hey honey, do you want to say hi to everybody? No, you want to hide? Okay, Evie doesn't want to say hi. And let's see what the planter is gonna look like, nice and filled. Here's 1 cutting here. By the way, I am wearing a tank top. It is sunny for middle of December. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so the planter that I had from West Hollywood has 6 cuttings in here. And then I'm just gonna mix it up with hers, and then I'm gonna take out my original cutting. Oh, one of her leaves fell off. It's okay. I'm gonna take out my original cutting and try to not damage the trail. Ooh, okay. So it is root bound. Wow, take a look at this crazy roots. Oh my goodness. So I'm just gonna mix my soil in. Hanging out, Evie. Okay, so I want the middle trail back in the center. Now, if this was your plant, would you keep the roots or would you trim it? You know what? I might just put it in this planter, maybe, and save this one for another one. Alright, so the roots is crazy, but I feel bad. I mean, a part of me wants to trim it, and then a part of me wants to just keep it because I don't want to stress the plant out. So I have a bigger planter here. I think I'm going to try to see how it looks styled in here so that I don't have to move it in the future. Let me get all the pines out of my soil. Okay, so let's put this big trailing piece in the center. And then from here, I'm just going to get all of the pieces and just kind of put it around the edge here to fill up the planter, and I'll try my best to get it kind of even on all sides. I think that's how I'm gonna do this plant for styling. And hopefully the plant that I got from Jewelyn with the curled leaves will kind of blend in with my flat leaves here. So let's do this. Have this in the center. I think it's gonna look nice. I love this plant a lot. It's a common plant here in California, so I can always get another one if this doesn't like the transition I'm doing for it, but I think it's gonna look better all together, and I like a fuller pot. Okay, so I think this is the look I want. I think that looks good already, so I'm just gonna go in on the top and the sides and fill up the planter. And if I feel like I want a lower pot, then I'll go ahead and switch it out. This style of pot I love for like taller houseplants like my philodendrons. They do really nice aesthetically for my plants in this style of pot. But let's see. I don't know if I have a trailing plant. I'm looking at my collection now. If this might be my first trailing plant in this style of pot, maybe. And this way it'll be easier for me to just stick in my cutting once it's rooted. I'm gonna have to think, where am I gonna put this plant? Oh, these pines. It's been really bad with the rain last week. So I'm happy about the sun shining bright today because my plants definitely need it. And there's been a handful of plants that did not like all of the rain. Okay, so this is what I got going on so far. I think this looks pretty good for being blended. These are 3 different plants now, or cuttings of 3 different plants in here. But I want to say that this looks pretty good. I'll wipe up the planters before I leave for work. Okay. So I think this is the look. There's one long trail here, and then we'll see when these start trailing for me, and then I can always fix the way how the cutting is growing so that it spews over nicely. But this is the new look, and I think I like it in this pot. Again, if I feel like I want a shorter pot, I can switch it, but for now I think this is what I have that works with it, and I still have room to add the cutting once it's rooted on this side. What do you guys think? I like it. Moving on. Oh, okay. There's one more house plant that I want to plant up. This actually fell and one section of it broke and I had to take it out of the planter. So this is the aluminum pilea plant that Jewelyn gave me yesterday in our plant haul. So I just want to do a quick transplant and then I don't have to deal with it. Let's see how it does. Next weekend I'm heading to Las Vegas for a week for Christmas and for work. Yeah, there's a bunch of leaves that did not like the fall. This is such a fragile plant. I can't believe that it fell. But I hope that I can save these at least. Okay, so I am heading to Las Vegas next weekend for a week. So let's see how the collection will look like when I'm back from Christmas. I'm gonna be spending Christmas there with my mom, and then I work there for the last weekend of the year. Okay, I've never had this plant before, so let's see if I can salvage whatever is okay from the fall. But she said this is a very easy plant to root up and propagate, so hopefully it's a little bit forgiving. I don't know, this is the first time I've had this plant, but there's 2 leaves I had to take off. It's one of these plants where like I just don't want to touch it after this. I just want to let it do its thing. Okay, I think this is it for now. Let Let me know what you guys think. I decided to put it in a cobalt blue and white planter just so that the green can pop. So this is the new look. I hope it'll be okay. Poor thing. I want to take care of my ripsalises next, so let me go ahead and take away this houseplant soil and bring up my coco coir mixture. And if I need to make more coco coir mixture, I'll go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and bring up my ripsalis here that I got from West Hollywood. I want to just go ahead and plant this one up really quickly, and I think I want to switch this to coco coir mixture. Let's see. There's a lot of loose pieces here. I did give a cutting to Catherine to try to save, but it looks like it's in cactus mix, which is fine, but I want to switch it to coco coir mixture and see how well it does. So I'll just save the soil for another future plant or propagation. I feel like a lot of these cuttings are even barely rooted. So I'll do my best to get the soil out, and then I'll restyle it. But yeah, there's a lot of sections in here that are not even rooted. You have to be very careful when you buy plants from nurseries, because you never know. Like, yeah, most of these cuttings are not rooted. That's pretty sad. But hopefully I can grow roots on them and it'll like the new mixture I give it. These are so leggy. I'm so excited to go to the Middle East next month. It's coming up. I already booked all of my Airbnbs for Jordan, so I'm really excited about that. And I'm gonna be staying at my co-worker's flat in Lebanon, like right outside of Beirut. I may stay at an Airbnb in the city center maybe one night, just in case I don't want to trek all the way back to his place, and I want to do things in the city center, so we'll see. But I can't wait to meet his family and see Lebanon. And then I'll go back to Cairo. And then if you watch my Travel with Jewelyn series on the vlog channel, you seen that my co-worker's friend was so kind to pick my grandma and I up in Cairo, and the wife had cooked for us right before we left. Well, I'm gonna probably stay with him for the weekend, with him and his wife and his stepdaughter. So that'll be fun. Okay, I'm gonna try my best to not mix the coco coir with whatever soil I have in this planter. But yeah, looking at the condition of the plant, I mean, especially like for ripsalises, it's very hard to know if the plant is rooted or not, because there's so many trails. Like, say for instance, it might be easier if there was only just one big cutting in a planter, then you can kind of tug on it to see if it's rooted. But a plant like this where it's multiple trails, it's a little bit harder to figure out the condition of the root system until you take it out of the planter and do what I'm doing to see what you're working with. But this way I know what the root system looks like. I can restyle it and switch up the soil mediums, just because there's a handful of ripsalises, if you watch my Planting with Jewelyn, that I have in the coco coir mixture, and then the rest I have in cactus succulent mixture. I just like to experiment with my plants and use different mediums. Okay, so this is the best I can do for the roots. I'm not gonna, this is it for me. I'm not gonna mess with it anymore as far as for getting the soil out. And then all these little remnants I'll just stick in and hopefully it'll root up. So now that I see what I'm working with, can I use you in here? You might look cute in this. Okay, so I'm gonna use the planter that the photos came out of for this coco coir mixture. So this is very chunky. I have coco coir, orchid bark, pumice, and worm castings in here. Let me do one more scoop on the bottom. Alright, and then let's lay this in the center. And then with my hand holding the trails, I'm gonna go in with my smaller tool and quickly work. Maybe I can get away with a bigger scoop. Perfect day for planting. Just wanna, you know, take care of these little things before I leave next weekend for a week. I like to, oh my gosh, this plant is so fragile. Take care of as much plant babies I can before I leave for a handful of days. Not I feel guilty leaving my collection, and I should have done little things before I left. I think this is good. Works for me. And then what I'm gonna do is all of the bits and pieces, because there's lots of them that are not rooted, I'll just stick. Oh my goodness. Don't really recommend this plant. It's very fragile. It's one of those plants like a burro's tail or donkey's tail. Once you touch them and have them settled in their new home, you just kind of let them be and it'll run its course of plant life. Okay. I think I like you like this. Have a little bit more soil on the top. Okay, this is as good as it's gonna get for me right now. And then all of these little pieces, I'm just gonna stick in here and wish it luck. I'll just stick it on the top here and check on it later to see if it's rooted, and it'll just fill up the top of the planter because there's a lot of them. Just do that. Each little cutting matters. This can be a whole new plant and it can fill up this whole section. I'll do updated collective videos. I would like to do a philodendron collective before the year ends, just so that I can document where my philodendron collection is for 2019, and I have something to look back at for the end of 2020 to see how far my philodendrons have grown and the collective have grown. Okay, so this is the new look and I'm not mad at it. What do you guys think? So this ripsalis is interesting. There's not so much roots on them and a lot of them that are not rooted. So hopefully it likes this new mixture and I'm just gonna let it be. So that's good. I got to take care of that. Here's the next one. So this is my original ripsalis. You see this? This I got from Northridge, California, and there's some growth. I think this is new growth. And then I'll show you my new one. And this one cutting, hopefully I can save it. It was broken when I got it. So let's try to be very careful with this trail because it's super long, and I want to go ahead and gang mine up with my new one, and hopefully they'll blend well together. I will repurchase plants that I love already in my collection because I love them so much, especially if they're uncommon plants and I find them again. I always see myself repurchasing plants. Now, the condition of the soil, I don't like it. And there's been a handful of plants that I've purchased from that nursery that has the same like moldy type of soil, so I always take it out and use my mixture. Plus I want to do coco coir for this ripsalis. So the root ball, this is very wet. Let's see what's going on here. I don't want to disturb it too much. And my ripsalis is growing in a small little ice cream planter, and I have it in a very chunky mix, and it loved it, so hopefully it'll like its new roommate. And I think this is the best I can do for getting the soil out without damaging the plant. Wow, the construction next door is really loud. So let's see, time check. Okay, I have to leave the house. I have to leave the house in an hour to teach. Okay. So this soil, push it on the side. Now let's see mines. Might need you. Now, do you remember there's a little crack here in the cutting, so I want to be very careful. Okay, mine looks pretty good root-wise. Look at that. Not mad at that. So this is my original one, and this is my new one. So I'm gonna gang them up together. Let's see what kind of planter I have that'll look decent. I'm thinking maybe this white planter. Okay. We'll have one cascading on one side and one on the other, and hopefully it likes this coco coir mixture. And it is heavy trail wise, so hopefully put enough mixture where it's gonna stay in here. I'll give it some water later. Ooh, the graduated look, because that little planter was so small. Okay, I think this is how I want to style it. I mean, I could cinch it up here, maybe, perhaps, so that I don't ruin the part that is broke. There's a part that's cracked in the trail, so let's go ahead and just secure it. So I'm just gonna hug it in just so that my one original trail with the tear in it won't tear anymore, and it's going to support each other here. I think I'd rather have it that way, at least for now, so it gets more grounded in here. What do you guys think? It's very weird and interesting, right? Take a look at this. I think I like it though. Looks good together. You guys are now roommates. Alright you guys, that is going to wrap up today's video. Fun planting with Jewelyn, covering a handful of plants I recently got. They're all new plants for me, so I'm really excited I was able to gang up my new plant with my old plant with Jewelyn's cuttings in here. So there's 3 plants from different places all in here, so that's pretty interesting. My new ripsalis and my old ripsalis got ganged up together, coming from 2 different places as well. And then my aluminum plant here, the other cutting that I had to throw out because of the fall, feel bad for it, but this is the ones that look pretty decent, so hopefully I don't kill this plant. Have it in a cobalt blue planter for some contrast. And then my new ripsalis here, which is super fragile and not very well rooted, and all of the cuttings are just stuck on the top, and hopefully it'll root up. Let me know down in the comments below, what was your favorite plant? How do you think I did as far as for styling and the decisions I made for them? These two are in coco coir, these are in regular houseplant soil. So let's go ahead and do a plant friend shout out before I wrap up the video. This was posted up today on Catherine and I's plant haul recently. And she says here, love to see both of you and love the new collection. This is from Ravi Pati. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correct. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. If you're new, welcome to the channel. Subscribe for daily uploads at 5 a.m. I have over 600 plants and over 500 videos on the channel. Soon to be almost 600 videos, which is so crazy. Let me know, what do you think about the decisions I made for them, the new styling, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until next time, aloha from Santa Monica, California. Bye.